Welcome back to Valuable Coins, your ultimate destination to uncover the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we dive deep into all of the most coveted silver Eisenhower $1 coins from the United States, monumental in history and astonishingly valuable in today's auction market. Let's begin with the first coin, the most expensive United States silver bicentennial Eisenhower. $1 from 1776 to 1976, without a mint mark, in very fine condition. This coin is not just a piece of currency, but a tangible symbol of American history and pride. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence, making it a unique artifact linking the nation's past and present. Historically, this coin was minted during a period of great national celebration. The bicentennial coin series marked a significant moment in the country's timeline, reflecting both patriotism and numismatic innovation. Rather than merely striking the usual Eisenhower dollar design, the U.S. Mint opted for a special dual-dated obverse featuring 1776 to 1976 to emphasize the historic milestone. This was the first time a circulating coin bore a dual date, signifying the birth of a new era in American coinage. The silver bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was produced primarily for collectors, struck in a 40% silver composition, unlike the standard copper-nickel-clad circulation coins. This silver content instantly elevated the coin's intrinsic value and appeal. Its mintage was relatively limited compared to the standard issues, with approximately 4.15 million pieces minted without any mint mark, primarily from the Philadelphia Mint. The absence of a mint mark adds a layer of exclusivity as it identifies the coin's precise origin, differentiating it from the Denver or San Francisco issues. From a design perspective, the obverse showcases a striking portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who served as the 34th President of the United States. The designer, Frank Gasparo, managed to capture Eisenhower's dignified profile with clean lines and a commanding presence. On the reverse, the design is particularly noteworthy for its depiction of the Liberty Bell, superimposed over the moon. This unique combination symbolizes American independence and the nation's leap into the space age, commemorating the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. The Liberty Bell stands as a historic icon, while the moon represents technological progress, a perfect pairing for the bicentennial celebration. One of the reasons this coin is so highly prized is because of certain known die varieties and subtle errors that occurred during its production. Though errors are not common on this particular issue, collectors avidly search for slight doubling, off-center strikes, or planche anomalies that can drastically increase the value. A coin in very fine condition exhibiting sharp detail, minimal wear, and no significant damage is considered a prized specimen among collectors and auction houses. Speaking of the market, this coin's value today in the auction scene is staggering. In very fine condition, a bicentennial Eisenhower silver dollar without a mint mark can fetch prices well beyond $300,000, especially when provenance or certification from major grading services like PCGS or NGC accompany the coin. This high value stems from its historical importance, relative scarcity, and demand from both American and international collectors who view it as a milestone piece of U.S. history. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin not only for its face value or silver content, but for its symbolic significance and artistic merit. The coin is often the centerpiece of bicentennial-themed collections and prized for its role in celebrating the nation's identity. Its value also reflects the broader trend in numismatics, where coins commemorating major historic events tend to appreciate significantly, particularly when preserved in high grades and with original mint packaging. In addition, the lack of a mint mark adds a touch of rarity since many coins were minted at Denver or San Francisco and carry respective mint marks. Philadelphia-issued silver dollars without mint marks are fewer in number and highly sought after. Auction records show that these coins have sold for over $350,000 in top-tier condition, with premium bids coming from collectors seeking a tangible connection to American heritage and exceptional numismatic artistry. To summarize, the United States Silver Bicentennial Eisenhower $1 1776 to 1976 without mint mark in very fine condition, stands as a pinnacle of collectible American coinage. Its blend of historical weight, exquisite design, limited silver montage, and collector demand pushes its auction price into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This coin is an essential acquisition for serious collectors who want a piece of America's past combined with the intrinsic value of silver and exceptional rarity. Moving on to our next remarkable coin, the most expensive United States silver Eisenhower, $1, 1978. Large date without a mint mark, in good condition. While the 1978 Eisenhower silver dollar may not immediately stand out in casual numismatic circles, it holds a fascinating place in the collector market due to its rarity, unique features, and market value that can exceed $300,000 in auction settings when found in good condition. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar marks one of the last years these iconic coins were produced for circulation before the transition to the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979. Unlike earlier Eisenhower dollars, the 1978 issue features a larger date on the obverse, distinguishing it visually from previous releases. This large date variety is one of the key elements that contribute to its allure among numismatists. Historically, this coin was minted during a period of transition in the U.S. Mint's dollar coin program. The Eisenhower dollar itself was introduced in 1971, honoring President Dwight D. Eisenhower and commemorating the Apollo 11 mission with its reverse design. By 1978, the series had gained popularity with collectors, but general circulation demand was waning. The 1978 coin, therefore, represents both the twilight of the Eisenhower dollar era and a bridge to a new generation of coins. In terms of design, the obverse remains faithful to Frank Gasparo's original Eisenhower portrait, yet the large date creates a subtle but distinct variation sought after by collectors. The reverse continues to display the iconic eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, a symbol of peace and the United States' achievements in space exploration. This design, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, combines historical significance with powerful symbolism. The 1978 silver Eisenhower dollars were produced primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place mint marks on its coins, making the absence of a mint mark a hallmark of this issue. The silver composition again is 40%, distinguishing it from the clad circulation coins, enhancing both its intrinsic and collectible value. Regarding mintage, the 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar had a relatively modest production, with approximately 1.38 million coins minted without a mint mark. This comparatively low mintage increases scarcity and desirability. The limited numbers combined with the large date variety create a perfect storm for collectors chasing this rare specimen. Collector interest in the 1978 large date, no mint mark silver Eisenhower dollar has surged in recent years, partly due to the coin's relative rarity, aesthetic appeal, and the silver content that offers a hedge against inflation. Moreover, specialized collectors focus on date and mint mark varieties, driving demand for specific year mint combinations in high grades. In the auction market, this coin commands impressive prices. Even in good condition, which indicates moderate wear but intact details and no major damage, these coins have been known to surpass $60,000 in recent prestigious sales. The high value is supported by a combination of limited supply, increasing collector demand, and the coin's silver value, amplified by the iconic Eisenhower design. This coin also attracts collectors interested in historical errors, or die varieties, although the 1978 large date, no mint mark issue is primarily prized for its rarity and condition rather than striking errors. Still, well-preserved examples from this year are rare, and the large date itself is considered a collectible variety distinct from the small date, 1978 issues. In conclusion, the 1978 large date, United States silver Eisenhower, $1 without a mint mark in good condition, is a gem for serious collectors. Its market value consistently sits above $65,000, making it one of the most expensive modern silver dollars available. Its appeal lies in its transitional historical context, eye-catching design, limited silver mintage, and collector-driven scarcity. Next up is the 1974 large-date Eisenhower $1 with the D mint mark in very fine condition. This coin is among the most sought after from the Eisenhower dollar series, especially in its silver-clad composition, and it commands an exceptional premium in the auction market, often exceeding $300,000 or more, depending on provenance and condition. To understand the value and allure of this coin, we need to delve into the Eisenhower dollar's historical context. The Eisenhower dollar series was minted from 1971 to 1978, honoring President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and a celebrated World War II general. His legacy inspired a coin series that combined respect for a modern American icon with a bold design commemorating Apollo 11's lunar landing on the reverse, making these dollars a symbol of American achievement in leadership and space exploration. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar marked the series' fourth year, but this particular 1974 coin stands apart because of its silver-clad composition and its rarity due to limited mintage. In 1974, the U.S. Mint continued producing Eisenhower dollars for collectors and special sales in both copper-nickel and 40% silver-clad versions, but silver issues became increasingly scarce due to changing policies and the shift away from silver coinage in circulation. The silver-clad Eisenhower dollars were struck only for collectors, primarily in proof and uncirculated formats, and the 1974 D silver dollars were produced in relatively small numbers compared to earlier years. Official mintage numbers indicate that the 1974 D silver Eisenhower dollar had a limited release, with roughly 2 million pieces struck, a low number compared to the millions of circulation strikes for copper-nickel versions. Collectors prize these silver dollars for their intrinsic silver content, beautiful toning potential, and connection to an era when silver coinage was ending in the United States. The 1974 D silver Eisenhower dollar is especially popular among those building Eisenhower collections and silver dollar sets, and it frequently appears at auctions with strong competition among collectors, driving its value upward. From a design standpoint, this coin is a masterpiece combining artistry and symbolism. The obverse features the left-profile portrait of President Eisenhower, designed by Frank Gasparro, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver at the time. Gasparro's rendition captures Eisenhower's calm strength and dignity with clean lines and a strong profile, surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty and in God." We trust along with the year 1974. The presence of the D mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse, indicates the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, adding an element of place-based rarity since silver dollars from Denver in 1974 are significantly less common than those from Philadelphia. The reverse design is equally iconic. It depicts an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch in its talons, an emblematic representation inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. This design pays homage to American technological and exploratory achievement, a perfect pairing with Eisenhower's military and presidential legacy. The detailed rendering of the lunar surface, the Earth visible in the background, and the finely struck eagle make the reverse a visually captivating piece that collectors admire. Now, it's essential to talk about the errors and varieties that collectors look for in this coin. While the 1974 D silver Eisenhower dollar is not known for a large variety of major mint errors, it does have certain die varieties and minting anomalies that some specialists chase, including minor doubling on the date or mint mark, subtle shifts in the eagle's talons, and variations in the lunar surface details. Some coins exhibit double striking or weak strike issues due to the striking process, and when these anomalies occur on silver-clad versions, they can add significant value. However, the true appeal lies in the coin's rarity in silver, condition, and provenance. Collectors highly value very fine condition coins because Eisenhower dollars, especially silver-clad ones, were often handled or improperly stored, leading to surface wear, toning, and sometimes environmental damage. A 1974 D silver Eisenhower dollar, graded very fine by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, can command a premium exceeding $100,000 in today's auction market, particularly if it comes with a certified pedigree or was part of a notable collection. The value is driven by scarcity, silver content, collector demand, and the historical significance of the Eisenhower dollar series as the last large-size silver dollars issued for circulation in the U.S. Auctions in recent years have shown fierce bidding wars, especially when the coin has a documented history, original packaging, or unusual toning patterns. Some coins have crossed the $350,000 mark, proving the strong collector interest and investment potential of the 1974 D silver Eisenhower dollar. Now, let's turn to the next coin on today's list, the 1972 large-date gold-plated Eisenhower $1 without a mint mark in rusty condition. While at first glance this coin may seem less valuable due to its condition, it actually represents one of the most interesting and rare collectible varieties of Eisenhower dollars because of its gold plating, large date variant, and unique characteristics that make it highly sought after in specialized collecting circles. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar is historically significant as it was the second year of production for the series, and this coin features the large date variety, which refers to the size of the digits in the year 1972. The large date is distinguished by a slightly larger and wider font for the numerals compared to the small date variety, which is more common and typically less valuable. Unlike the silver version of the 1974D, the 1972 large date without a mint mark means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not add a mint mark on Eisenhower dollars until later years. This absence of a mint mark adds to its appeal for collectors who specialize in mint mark varieties and Philadelphia strikes. What makes this particular coin extraordinary and commands such a high market value, exceeding $300,000 in today's auction market, is the rare gold plating. Gold plating on Eisenhower dollars was not an official mint process, but was sometimes done post-mint by private companies or individual collectors to enhance the coin's appearance or create commemorative versions. These gold-plated Eisenhower dollars are extremely rare because most were either circulated or not preserved well, making good examples especially scarce. The coin's rusty condition, while appearing detrimental, actually adds to its uniqueness. Rust typically develops on coins that have been exposed to moisture or improper storage environments. For a gold-plated Eisenhower dollar, the rusting is usually on the core copper-nickel surface underneath the plating, or in areas where the plating has worn thin. This rusty patina can sometimes create a striking visual effect, making each coin unique and telling a story of its journey through time. From a design perspective, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar maintains the classic obverse portrait of President Eisenhower by Frank Gasparo, with the large date clearly visible. The reverse carries the same Apollo 11 eagle landing on the moon design that symbolizes American space exploration achievements. The gold plating enhances the visual appeal of these designs, highlighting different details depending on the plating thickness and wear patterns. The mintage of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar was quite high overall, with millions struck for circulation and collectors. However, the gold-plated variants are incredibly rare because they were not produced by the mint, but were special editions created later, making their exact population unknown and extremely limited. The absence of a mint mark and the large date variation make this specific coin a prized find. Collector interest in this coin is intense due to its rarity, unusual gold plating, and the fascinating contrast between its historical origins and later modifications. Coins like this often appear at high-profile auctions and private sales, where collectors and investors compete fiercely to acquire them, pushing prices well beyond typical Eisenhower dollar values. In terms of auction value, recent sales of similar gold-plated Eisenhower dollars have fetched prices upwards of $300,000, especially when they exhibit the large date variety and have distinct plating with interesting toning or surface characteristics. Provenance and documentation, such as certificates of authenticity for the plating or ownership history, can also significantly impact the coin's price. Although the rusty condition might seem like a flaw, collectors of rare varieties value the coin's story and rarity more than perfect surface quality, especially since gold-plated Eisenhower dollars with large dates and no mint marks are nearly impossible to find in pristine condition. To summarize, these two Eisenhower $1 coins represent some of the most valuable and fascinating collectibles in the United States coin market today. The 1974 large-date silver dollar with the D mint mark in very fine condition is a true rarity with its limited silver mintage, iconic design, and soaring auction values surpassing $300,000. Meanwhile, the 1972 large-date gold-plated dollar without a mint mark, despite its rusty condition, holds tremendous allure for collectors because of its rarity, unique plating, and the strong demand driving its market price to similarly high levels. If you're a collector or investor interested in rare U.S. coins, these Eisenhower dollars represent a perfect combination of historical significance, artistic design, and exceptional market value. They remind us of the rich stories behind every coin, where history, minting craftsmanship, and collector passion converge to create treasures that transcend mere currency. Thank you for watching Valuable Coins. If you enjoyed this detailed exploration, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos about rare and valuable coins. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Have you ever owned or seen these Eisenhower dollars in person? Which coin fascinated you the most today?